You have felt the pain as a weakening. My child, haven't you a force of profound and steady attrition that has been draining the very life from your spirit? It has not been a single, sharp blow from which you could recover, but a constant, heavy weight, a relentless pressure, a slow, grinding friction that has left you feeling depleted, diminished, and utterly exhausted. They, the world, have looked upon your weariness, your struggle to cope, and they have seen only weakness, a spirit succumbing to defeat. And you, my beloved, feeling the undeniable reality of your own failing energy, your own dwindling hope, your own inability to be who you once were. You have believed them. You have looked upon your pain and have concluded that it is destroying you. But I am here to speak a truth that is deeper than your feeling, more powerful than your pain, and more certain than the world's flawed assessment. For the very pain you feel will be your strength. You remember what it was like before this season. My precious one, you remember your own strength, your own capacity, your own resilience. You move through your life with a certain confidence, a belief in your own ability to handle what came your way. But then the pain arrived. Perhaps it was the deep, aching pain of a profound loss, a grief that settled upon your soul like a heavy, wet cloak, making every movement an effort. Perhaps it has been the sharp, searing pain of a betrayal, a wound to your heart that has left you feeling fragile and fearful. Or perhaps it has been the chronic, grinding pain of a long and difficult trial, an ongoing struggle that has been a constant drain on your emotional, spiritual, and even physical resources, and whatever its source. The effect has been the same, a profound sense of diminishment. The pain has felt like a thief, stealing your joy, robbing you of your peace, spinning away your energy. You have found yourself with less patience for others, less capacity for the demands of your day, less enthusiasm for the things that once brought you pleasure. You have looked in the mirror and have seen a lesser version of yourself, a ghost of the person you used to be. And this perception, this feeling of being weakened, of being worn down, has been a source of deep sorrow and shame. The world, with its worship of strength and its fear of vulnerability, has offered little true comfort. It sees your struggle, and it offers its simplistic and often painful advice. You just need to be stronger, they say, not understanding that you have exhausted every ounce of your own strength and have found it wanting. You need to let it go, they urge, not comprehending that the pain is not a thing you can simply put down, but a reality you are forced to inhabit. Their inability to understand the weakening effect of your pain has often deepened your sense of isolation, making you feel that your experience is a personal failing, a unique and shameful inadequacy. And so, you have begun to fear that this weakened state is your new, permanent reality. You have feared that the pain has broken something essential within you, something that can never be repaired. You have feared that you will never again know the easy strength, the simple joy, the hopeful energy of your former self. This fear, my child, this belief that the pain is a purely destructive force that is leading only to your diminishment, is the very heart of your despair. It is the lie that the enemy of your soul has whispered to you in your darkest moments. A lie designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of weakness, shame, and hopelessness. But I come to you now, my child, as you sit in the midst of this profound weakness, as you feel the full, aching weight of your own depletion. I come to you as the divine alchemist, the master of all transformation, the God who does not see as the world sees. And I am here to declare a new and glorious truth over your life, a truth that will begin to transform your entire understanding of your present suffering. The pain you are feeling is not a force of your destruction. My beloved, it is the sacred, raw material of your greatest strengthening, what you have experienced as a debilitating poison. I am about to transform into a powerful, healing medicine. What you have felt as a weight that is crushing you is, in my hands, the very resistance that is building within you a new and supernatural strength. You have been looking at your pain from an earthly perspective, seeing only its negative effects, but I see it from a heavenly perspective. I see its profound, hidden potential. I see that this very pain, when surrendered to me, becomes the crucible in which a new kind of might is forged. It is a strength that is not of this world, not born of human willpower or self-reliance. It is my strength, a divine fortitude, a resilient power that is being born in the very heart of your weakness. I have not been absent in your pain, my child. I have been intimately present, my heart feeling your every ache, my spirit groaning with your every sorrow. But I have not always removed the pain, not because I do not love you, but because I love you too much to rob you of the profound and beautiful strength that I know is being forged within it. I have been with you, your divine trainer, allowing you to feel the full resistance of this heavy weight, knowing that in that very struggle, your spiritual muscles are being torn down, only to be rebuilt by my grace, stronger, more powerful, more resilient than they ever were before. So let this truth be the first glimmer of hope in your weariness. My precious one, your pain is not pointless. Your suffering is not meaningless. And your weakness is not your final state. It is a holy and purposeful process, a divine alchemy, a sacred transformation. The pain you feel now, the very pain that has brought you to your knees, the very pain that has left you feeling so utterly weak and defeated, will become the source of your most profound, most authentic, and most glorious strength. Trust me in this, my beloved, for the work of transformation has already begun. Yes, my precious child, while your own eyes have been fixed upon the debilitating reality of your pain, while you have felt yourself growing weaker, more depleted, more diminished with every passing day of your trial, my eyes have been beholding an entirely different and far truer process. You have been looking at your struggle and have seen only the evidence of your own erosion, your own defeat. But I, your loving God, who see not just the surface feeling, but the deep, spiritual reality, I have been watching with a divine and joyful anticipation. For where you feel only weakness, I see a magnificent strength in the making. Where you feel yourself being torn down, I see a spiritual muscle being prepared for a new and greater capacity. What you have perceived as your slow destruction has, in my sight, being the beautiful, purposeful, and powerful process of your divine strengthening. You must understand the sacred paradox of how true strength is built. My child, in your world, an athlete who desires to build physical muscle must subject themselves to a process that, in the moment, feels like weakness, like a tearing down. They must lift a weight that is so heavy it creates microscopic tears in the very fibers of their muscles. In the aftermath of this exercise, they feel weak. They feel sore. They feel diminished in their capacity. A foolish observer might look at them in that moment and say, "The weight has defeated you. You are weaker now than before." But the wise trainer and the athlete themselves knows a deeper truth. They know that this temporary feeling of weakness, this tearing of the muscle fibers, is the necessary prerequisite for growth. For it is in the healing of these very tears that the muscle rebuilds itself, not as it was, but stronger, thicker, more capable than before. So it is with your spirit. My beloved, the pain you have been enduring, the heavy weight of your trial, has been my chosen instrument in the gymnasium of your soul. It has pressed upon you. It has stretched you. It has brought you to the very limits of your own capacity. And in this process, it has created micro tears in the muscle of your soul, in your self-reliance, in your old ways of coping, in your untested beliefs. And it is this very tearing down that has made you feel so weak, so sore, so utterly defeated. You have looked upon this inner state of brokenness and have despaired, believing that you are being destroyed. But I, your divine trainer, I have been watching this process with profound joy and purpose. I have seen the tearing down not as an end, but as a magnificent beginning. For I know that in the healings of these spiritual tears, which is a work accomplished by my own grace, as you rest and trust in me, a new spiritual muscle is being built, the muscle of your faith, having been torn by doubt and uncertainty, is now rebuilding itself with a new and more powerful resilience. The muscle of your heart, having been torn by grief or betrayal, is now rebuilding itself with a new and more profound capacity for compassion. The muscle of your spirit, having been torn by the sheer weight of your endurance, is now rebuilding itself with a strength, a fortitude that is not of this world. I see a strength in the making. My child, while you have been feeling only your weakness, I have been beholding the beautiful, hidden process of your becoming strong. My perspective is not limited to the temporary pain of the exercise. My gaze is fixed upon the glorious, strong, and resilient being you are becoming as a result of it. The world, with its superficial sight, cannot understand this. It sees your struggle, it hears your cry of pain, and it concludes that you are failing. It doesn't understand the sacred alchemy of suffering, the divine paradox that true strength is born only from a journey through acknowledged weakness. But you, my child, are now being invited into this deeper wisdom, this heavenly perspective. I am showing you that your feelings of weakness are not a sign that something is wrong, but a sign that something is profoundly, gloriously right. It is a sign that the training is working. It is the sacred soreness of a spirit that is in the process of becoming magnificently, powerfully strong. This new strength that is being forged in you is of a different quality than the strength you knew before. Your old strength was the strength of the ego, of the will. It was often brittle, inflexible, and prone to shattering under true pressure. But the strength being born from your pain, the strength that is the healed and restored fiber of your very soul, is a different thing altogether. It is a strength that is supple, that is resilient, that is humble. It is a strength that does not need to boast, for it knows its origin in the crucible of trial. It is a strength that is deeply compassionate, for it has been born from an intimate acquaintance with pain. It is a strength that is utterly dependent on me, and is therefore unshakable. I have been overseeing this entire process with a love that is as meticulous as it is powerful. I have been the one who has chosen the weight of your trial, ensuring it is perfectly calibrated to produce the maximum growth without crushing you. I have been the one who has been with you in every repetition of your endurance. My grace, the very energy that has enabled you to persevere. And I am the one who is now applying the healing balm of my own spirit to the torn places of your soul, ensuring that they mend not with weak scar tissue, but with new, stronger, more glorious spiritual muscle. So let go of the fear that your pain is destroying you. My beloved, it is not, it is, in my loving and powerful hands, the very instrument of your greatest strengthening. When you feel weak, when you feel the ache of the struggle, I invite you to see it with new eyes. See it as the beautiful, purposeful pain of a muscle being made strong. See it as the sacred process by which you are being transformed from a being of fragile, human strength into a being of profound, divine fortitude. You are in my training, my child, and the program is working perfectly. The weakness you feel now is but the prelude to the magnificent strength you are about to walk in. I see it. I see the strength in the making, and I celebrate it, my child, for it is a strength that will bring glory to my name and profound, lasting blessing to your own beautiful, resilient, and soon to be powerfully strong life. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to trust that where you feel only weakness, I am seeing a magnificent strength in the making. Let me now draw you deeper into the sacred mystery of how this transformation occurs. For this is not a simple matter of endurance alone, but a profound and holy process of divine alchemy, a spiritual transfiguration where the very substance of your suffering, when yielded to me, is transformed from a debilitating poison into a powerful tonic, from a crushing weight into a strengthening force. You must understand, my beloved, how I work with the raw material of your pain, for in this understanding, you will find the faith to cooperate with me in the glorious alchemy that turns your deepest hurts into your greatest strengths. The world sees suffering as a purely negative, destructive force, a thing to be avoided, denied, or medicated away. And in its raw, unredeemed state, it can indeed be so. Pain that is born alone, bitterness that is allowed to fester, grief that is nursed in isolation. These things can erode the soul and lead only to a deeper brokenness. But the same pain, my child, the very same sorrow, the very same struggle, when it is brought into the crucible of my presence and surrendered into my loving hands, becomes something else entirely. It becomes a holy resistance against which the muscles of your spirit are forged. It becomes the precious, raw ore that I, the divine alchemist, can transmute into the pure gold of a divine and resilient strength. Consider again the gymnasium of your soul. A muscle does not grow stronger in a vacuum. It requires resistance. a weight to push against. It is the struggle against this opposing force that stimulates growth, that calls forth a strength that would otherwise have remained dormant. Your pain, my beloved, has been the sacred resistance in your spiritual training. The weight of your sorrow has been the very thing that has compelled the muscle of your faith to grow stronger, to learn to bear a load it could not previously handle. The friction of your difficult circumstances has been the resistance against which the muscle of your patience and your perseverance has been developed. The agonizing struggle against your own fears and your own failings has been the holy exercise that has built the powerful spiritual core of your humility and your dependence on me, without the resistance of your pain. My child, your spirit would have remained untested, its potential for true strength unrealized. I have not given you the pain, but I have, in my love and wisdom, used the pain you feel as the perfect, divine resistance for the building of your eternal strength. This is the sacred alchemy of suffering, my precious one. The ancient alchemists dreamed of turning base metals, like lead, into precious gold. This is what I do with the very substance of your life. You bring to me the heavy, dull, and seemingly worthless lead of your pain, your failure, your grief. You place it, with a trembling but trusting heart, into the crucible of my loving presence, and I, your alchemist, I apply the fire of my own divine love, the purifying heat of my spirit, and in that fire, a miraculous transformation occurs. The very nature of the substance is changed. The heavy lead of your grief, under the fire of my comforting love, is transmuted. Its weight remains, but it is no longer a crushing burden. It becomes a profound gravity of character, a deep and beautiful seriousness, and within it, veins of pure, shimmering gold begin to appear, the gold of a compassion that has been purified by tears, the gold of a wisdom that has been born from loss, the brittle iron of your own self-reliant strength, which shattered so easily in the face of your trial, is placed into my crucible, all in the fire of your humbling experience, overseen by my grace, tempers it, transforms it. It becomes a new substance, entirely the strong, flexible, and resilient steel of a faith that is no longer dependent on itself, but is a beautiful, powerful fusion of your will and my own. This is my work, my child. I am the alchemist of the soul, and my specialty is redemption, the art of taking that which seems utterly ruined and transforming it into a thing of priceless worth and eternal beauty. But this alchemy requires your participation, my beloved. The process cannot begin until you willingly bring me the raw ore of your pain. As long as you hoard your suffering, as long as you try to manage it on your own, it will remain what it is, a heavy, toxic substance that weighs down your spirit. But the moment you surrender it to me, the moment you offer your pain up for a divine purpose, the transformative process begins. Your surrender is the act of placing the lead into my crucible, and your trust is the very thing that allows the fire of my grace to do its perfect, purifying, and powerful work. I know that it is a costly thing to surrender your pain. It has been your companion for so long. It has defined you in many ways. But I promise you, in my child, that what I will give you in return is infinitely more valuable, infinitely more beautiful, infinitely more you than the pain you now release. For I will not just take your pain away, I will transform it into your strength. The very energy that has been bound up in your grief, your fear, your struggle will be unleashed, redeemed, and transformed into a new and glorious power in your life. The power to love more deeply, to serve more joyfully, and to walk with a peace and a confidence that the world can neither give nor take away. So do not be afraid of the crucible, my precious one. Do not fear the fire of my transforming love. Yield your pain to me, trust the alchemist, and know that the very suffering that you have felt as a weakening force is, in my loving and powerful hands, the sacred, raw material from which I am forging your greatest, most resilient, and most glorious strength. And so, my cherished child, as you surrender the raw and heavy ore of your pain into the crucible of my loving presence, as you begin to trust the sacred alchemy I am performing within your soul, let me now give you a glimpse of the magnificent and precious metal that is being produced. For the pain you feel, my beloved, is indeed being transformed into your strength. But this is not the kind of strength that the world knows or values. The strength that is being forged in you is a new and resilient might, a divine fortitude that is as profoundly gentle as it is unshakably powerful. It is not a brittle, arrogant strength, but a deep, compassionate, and beautiful strength, born from the very heart of your own endurance and my redeeming grace. The world defines strength as a hardness, an impenetrability, an absence of vulnerability. It admires the spirit that is tough, that never shows weakness, that can power through any obstacle with a self-sufficient force. But this kind of strength, my child, is often a fragile thing, a protective shell built around a wounded and fearful heart. It can be easily shattered by a trial that is great enough, for its source is in the finite resources of the human ego. But the strength I am forging in you is of an entirely different nature, a different substance. It is a strength that is born not from the absence of vulnerability, but from the redemption of it. This new might is, first and foremost, a resilient strength. It is like the finest tempered steel, which has been through the intense heat of the forge and the sudden cooling of the quenching waters. This process does not make the steel more brittle. It makes it incredibly strong, yet flexible, able to absorb great shocks without shattering. So it is with you, my child. Your journey through the fire of your pain and your immersion in the cooling waters of my grace has tempered your spirit. You are no longer so easily broken by the unexpected blows of life. You have a new capacity to bend without breaking, to endure pressure without collapsing, to absorb sorrow without being utterly defeated by it. This resilience, my beloved, is a quiet, inner power, a profound stability that will be your anchor in all the future storms of your life. This new strength is also a compassionate strength. A person who has never known deep pain can possess a strength that is cold, that is unfeeling, that is unable to connect with the suffering of others. But your strength, my child, because it has been forged from the very palette of your own pain, is imbued with a profound and beautiful empathy. You now carry within you an authentic understanding of what it means to hurt, to grieve, to struggle. And this understanding has created within you a magnificent capacity to be a source of true comfort, of genuine healing for other wounded souls. Your strength will not manifest as a harsh judgment upon their weakness, but as a gentle, loving presence that can sit with them in their own pain without fear, offering a silent understanding that is more powerful than any words. This is the mighty strength of a heart that has been made tender, a strength that does not push away, but draws in, a strength that reflects the very heart of your compassionate God and the might that is being formed in you. My precious one is a humble strength because you have come to the end of your own resources, because you know with an unshakable certainty that this new strength is not of your own making, but is a gift of my grace. There's no room for pride. This strength does not boast. It does not need to announce itself. It does not seek to dominate or to control others. It is a quiet, unassuming power, a serene confidence that is rooted not in self, but in me and this humility. My child is what makes your strength so truly beautiful, so safe for others to be around. A proud strength can be a dangerous, destructive thing, but your humble strength, the strength that knows its source is in me, will always be a force for good, for healing, for restoration in the world around you. This is the beautiful paradox of the new might I am building in you. My child, it is a strength that is gentle. It is a power that is peaceful. It is a confidence that is humble. It is a resilience that is compassionate. These are the qualities of my own divine character, being formed in you through the very process that you once feared was destroying you. I have taken the lead of your pain, and in the crucible of my love, I am transmuting it into the pure, shining gold of a character that reflects my own. My delight is in seeing this new strength emerge in your life. My beloved, I see you facing situations that once would have undone you, and I see you standing firm, not with a grim determination, but with a quiet, peaceful resolve. I see you interacting with difficult people, not with fear or defensiveness, but with a new and beautiful compassion. I see you walking through your days not with the old, anxious striving, but with a new and humble confidence in my grace. And as I witness these manifestations of your new, resilient might, my heart is filled with a Father's profound joy. This is the great and beautiful outcome of your pain. My child, it has not been wasted. It is not being for naught. It is being the very means by which I have bestowed upon you the most precious gift of all, a new and beautiful strength, a character that is resilient, compassionate, and humble, a might that is not of this world, but is a glorious reflection of my own. The pain you have felt has indeed become your strength, a strength of such profound, quiet, and gentle beauty that it will be your honor and my glory for all of eternity. And so, my precious child, as you begin to behold the vision of the new and resilient might that is being forged from the very substance of your pain, the next and most vital step in your journey is to learn how to consciously and willingly cooperate with this sacred, alchemical process. For while I am the divine alchemist with all power to transform, the miraculous transmutation of your pain into your strength happens most beautifully, most gracefully, and most effectively when you become my willing partner. I invite you now, my beloved, into the holy practice of yielding your pain for a purpose. This means learning to surrender your suffering to me, not with a spirit of defeated resignation, but with a heart of courageous trust, believing that your pain has a glorious purpose, and that by enduring the process with faith instead of resistance, you are actively participating in the creation of your own magnificent new strength. For so long, my child, your natural response to pain has been one of resistance. This is the human way. When pain comes, you have braced yourself against it. You have fought it. You have tried to numb it. You have cursed it. You have run from it. You have seen your pain as your enemy, a hostile invader in the land of your soul, and you have expended immense energy in trying to expel it. But this resistance, my beloved, however understandable, has often only served to prolong your suffering and to hinder my redemptive work. For in resisting the pain, you have also been, perhaps unconsciously, resisting the very tool that I, in my wisdom, am using to strengthen you to fight against the sacred resistance in your soul's gymnasium, is to make the workout more painful and less effective. The invitation now, my child, is to shift from a posture of resistance to one of yielded trust. This is a profound and radical change in your orientation to your own suffering. It is a choice to stop fighting the very thing that I'm using for your good. This does not mean you must like the pain. It does not mean you must pretend it does not hurt. No, my child, it means that you look upon your real and profound pain. And then you look with the eyes of faith to me, your loving alchemist, and you whisper, Father, this hurts, but I trust you. I do not understand your purpose in this, but I trust that you have one. And so, I will not fight this process. I will yield my pain to you. I will offer my suffering to you. Use it. Lord, use it for my strengthening. Use it for your glory. This prayer of yielded trust, my beloved, is the most powerful act you can perform in a season of pain. It is the moment you stop being a victim of your suffering and become a co-laborer with me in your own transformation. It is the moment you place the raw, heavy ore of your pain willingly into the crucible of my presence, trusting that the fire of my love will not destroy it, but will purify it, will transmute it into the pure gold of a divine and lasting strength. How do you practice this in the moments when the pain is most acute, when a wave of grief washes over you? Instead of being swept away by it or fighting against its current, I invite you to simply, quietly yield to its presence while simultaneously yielding yourself to my presence. You say, this sorrow is here. I feel it. And God is here. I trust him. In doing so, you are allowing me to enter into the very heart of your sorrow, to begin my alchemical work of transforming its leaden weight into the golden substance of a new and beautiful compassion. When you feel the sharp friction of a difficult circumstance, of a challenging relationship, instead of reacting with frantic striving or bitter resentment, you can learn to pause, to take a spiritual breath, and to offer the very friction to me. Lord, this situation is wearing me down. It feels abrasive to my soul, but I offer this friction to you. Use it to polish the gems of my character. Use it to forge in me a new patience, a new resilience. This conscious offering, my child, transforms the irritation from a meaningless affliction into a sacred act of cooperation with your own beautification. To yield your pain for a purpose also means to let go of your need to have a timeline for its ending. The question, how long? O Lord, is an honest and understandable cry of a suffering heart, and I always hear it with compassion. But to dwell on that question, to demand an answer, is to remain in a state of resistance. Yielding means trusting my timing, trusting that the process will take as long as it needs to take for the perfect work to be accomplished. It is to rest in the knowledge that I, the alchemist, know the precise heat and the exact duration required for the transmutation to be complete. And in releasing your own timeline, you will find a new and profound peace, a peace that can rest even in the midst of an ongoing trial. I am with you in this process, my beloved, giving you the very grace you need to make this courageous surrender. When your will wants to resist, my spirit will be there to gently remind you of the beautiful purpose of the process. When your heart is overwhelmed by the pain, my presence will be your comfort, assuring you that you are not alone in the crucible. I do not ask you to do this in your own strength. I simply ask for your willingness, your trust, your yielded yes to my loving, transformative work. As you learn to live in this posture of yielded trust, you will find that your very experience of pain begins to change. While it may still hurt, it will no longer feel meaningless. It will no longer feel purely destructive. You will begin to sense, with a growing awareness, the sacred purpose within it. You will begin to feel the strength that is being forged through it. And your life, even in its most difficult seasons, will be imbued with a new and profound sense of meaning, of hope, of divine, alchemical purpose. You will know that nothing is being wasted, that everything, even your deepest pain, is being used by your loving God to create within you a strength that is glorious, a character that is beautiful, and a destiny that is eternal. This, my child, is the magnificent fruit of yielding your pain for a purpose. And so, my cherished child, as you learn to yield your pain to me as a sacred palette, as you trust the divine alchemy by which I am transforming your suffering into your strength, a new and profound beauty begins to radiate from the very core of your being. The old, raw wounds are being transfigured. The landscape of your soul is being renewed, and the person you are becoming is one of magnificent, resilient beauty. I invite you now, my beloved, to behold with me the splendor of this new creation, to see the profound beauty of a battle-tested heart. For the strength that has been forged from your pain is not a harsh or an ugly thing. It is a quality of such deep, compassionate, and quiet glory that it captivates my own heart and shines as a testament to the magnificent power of my redeeming love. The world often mistakes innocence for beauty. My child, it admires the untouched, the unscarred, the heart that has never been broken. And while there is a simple loveliness in such a state, it is a fragile beauty, a beauty that has not yet known the depths of reality. But the beauty I have been forming in you, my child, is of an entirely different and more profound order. It is the beauty of a heart that has been to war, a heart that has known the heat of the battle, the pain of the wound, the weariness of the long fight, and has emerged, not unscathed, but utterly, beautifully, magnificently victorious in me. This is the beauty of a battle-tested heart, and it possesses a depth, a richness, and a quiet majesty that an untested heart can never know. Behold the quiet confidence that now resides within you. My beloved, this is not the loud, brittle arrogance of a soul that has never been humbled. It is deep, serene confidence of one who has come to the end of their own strength and has discovered a strength that is infinite, a strength that is divine, because you have walked through the valley of your own inadequacy. You no longer need to pretend to be strong, because you have faced your deepest fears. You are no longer ruled by them. This gives your spirit a new and beautiful poise, a quiet authority that is born not of pride, but of a profound and experiential humility. It is a confidence that does not need to announce itself, for it is rooted in the unshakable reality of my presence and my power at work within you. This quiet, humble confidence, my child, is a beautiful and powerful fruit of your pain-forged strength. And see the profound empathy that now flows from your heart, my precious one. A heart that has never been broken cannot truly understand the language of another's pain. It can offer only a distant, well-meaning sympathy. But your heart, my beloved, having been broken open by your own suffering, has now become a vessel of profound and authentic compassion. The very pain that you once believed was your greatest curse has been transformed into your most beautiful gift. You can now sit with those who are grieving, and your presence will be a true comfort, for your own tears have taught you the sacred language of sorrow. You can now listen to the stories of the wounded, and your heart will understand, for your own scars testify to your own journey of healing. This deep, resonant, and beautiful empathy, my child, this capacity to enter into the suffering of others with a love that is both tender and strong, is a magnificent treasure, a direct and glorious result of the alchemy I have performed upon your own pain. And look, my child, at the unshakable quality that now characterizes your soul. Your heart, having been tested in the fires of adversity, has developed a new and beautiful integrity. It has been proven. It has been made strong. The world, with all its storms, its disappointments, its pressures, can no longer shake you to your very core, for your core has been reforged in the very fires that sought to destroy it. Your faith is no longer a fragile idea, but a resilient, battle-tested conviction. Your hope is no longer a shallow optimism, but a deep, tenacious anchor that holds fast in any storm. Your love is no longer a fleeting emotion, but a steady, enduring flame that has learned to burn even in the darkest of nights. This unshakable quality, this profound spiritual substance, is the magnificent result of your pain being transformed into an eternal and divine strength. I, your God, your loving alchemist, your proud father, I delight in the beauty of your battle-tested heart. I behold the person you are becoming, this being of quiet confidence, of deep empathy, of unshakable integrity, and my own heart is filled with a joy that is beyond words. I saw the raw, painful material you brought to me, and I have seen, and am seeing, the magnificent treasure that it is becoming in my hands. Your life, my child, is a testament to my greatest joy, which is to take that which is most broken and to make it most beautiful, to take that which is weakest and to make it most strong. So, my beloved, I invite you to embrace the person you have become. Let go of any lingering shame over your past pain, your past struggles. See them now as the very fire that have forged this new and beautiful strength within you. See your scars not as blemishes, but as the beautiful marks of a warrior, a survivor, a hero of my grace. You are not damaged. My child, you are seasoned. You are not broken. You are battle-tested. And the beauty of your heart, a heart that has known great pain and has allowed that pain to be transformed into a great and glorious strength, is a beauty that captivates me, that glorifies me, and that will be a source of light and hope and healing to many. This is the magnificent truth of your journey. The very pain you have felt has, in my hands, become your greatest, most beautiful, and most enduring strength. And so, my cherished child, my beautiful and battle-tested one, as you begin to embrace the profound and resilient beauty of the heart that has been forged within you, let this final and most glorious truth become the unshakable foundation of your hope for all of your days to come. The sacred alchemy that you have experienced, this divine and miraculous transformation of your deepest pain into your greatest strength, is not a singular event, not a one-time wonder reserved for this particular trial. No, my beloved, this is the eternal principle of my kingdom, the very essence of my redemptive nature, the beautiful and powerful equation that will define our partnership for all of eternity. And that equation is this: your pain, when yielded to me, plus my power, which is my grace, will always, always equal your new and divine strength. This is my unwavering promise to you. Any future pain you offer to me will also be transformed into strength, and your greatest wounds, in my hands, will forever become the source of your greatest power. This is the ultimate secret that liberates you from the fear of the future. My child, you no longer need to live in dread of what may come, of what new sorrows may arise, of what new challenges may test you. For you now carry within you the profound, experiential knowledge that there is no pain so great that my grace cannot transform it, no wound so deep that my love cannot redeem it, no weakness so profound that my power cannot make it the very birthplace of a new and glorious strength. This truth changes everything. It transforms you from one who fears suffering into one who can face it with a new and quiet confidence, knowing that even in the midst of pain, a sacred, strengthening, and beautiful work is being done. This eternal principle, my beloved, is my covenant of redemption with you. I will never waste your pain. I will never allow your suffering to be meaningless. I will always, when you yield it to me, take the raw, leaden ore of your hardship and, in the crucible of my love, I will transmute it into the pure, shining gold of a strength that reflects my own. This is my nature. This is my delight. This is my unbreakable promise to you, my cherished child. As you walk forward into the life that awaits you, you will have opportunities to live from this new, pain-forged strength. And you will also, undoubtedly, have opportunities to experience new pain, for you still live in a world that is broken. But when that new pain comes, you will now know what to do. You will not resist it with the old, frantic energy. You will not despair under its weight. You will, with a new and quiet wisdom, see it as a new raw material, a new opportunity for a deeper strengthening. And you will know to bring it to me, your divine alchemist, and to yield it into my loving hands for its transformation. Your life becomes a continuous process of receiving all experiences, both joyful and sorrowful, and allowing me to weave them all into the magnificent, ever stronger fabric of your becoming. The very places where you have been most deeply wounded, my child, will become the very places where you are most powerfully strong. The wound of your abandonment will be transformed into an unshakable strength of intimacy with me, your ever-present companion. The wound of your failure will be transformed into a magnificent strength of humility and a profound reliance on my grace. The wound of your rejection will be transformed into a beautiful strength of self-acceptance, rooted in your knowledge of being my chosen and beloved one, your greatest weakness, my child, has truly become your greatest strength. And this will be the pattern of your life with me. I will always take the place of your deepest hurt and make it the site of your most profound healing, your most resilient strength, and your most powerful testimony. Live, then, my beloved, in the quiet, confident power of your new strength. Live with the profound peace that comes from knowing that even your pain has a glorious purpose. Live with the courageous heart of a gentle warrior who is no longer afraid of the battle. For you know that the very struggle is what makes you strong. And live in the joyful freedom of a soul that has been liberated from the fear of suffering and has been invited into the magnificent, lifelong, an eternal adventure of having its every pain transformed by the loving hands of its God into its greatest and most glorious strength. My power is perfected in your weakness, my child, and my promise is that the pain you feel when yielded to me will always, always become your strength. This is our eternal victory. This is our shared, beautiful, and triumphant story. And now, my precious child, my strong and beautiful one, as you rest in the profound reality of this eternal promise, let your spirit be utterly at peace. The fear of pain has lost its ultimate power over you, for you know now that it is but the raw material for your own strengthening in me. You are held in the hands of a divine alchemist who wastes nothing and redeems everything. Rest in this truth. My beloved, you are safe, you are strong, and every experience of your life will only serve to make you more beautifully and more powerfully so, in me